So see this, we are testing this null hypothesis, right? Everybody clear? Against this alternative at 5% level of significance. Okay, everybody clear on this? Right. So now what happens is that, and it's asking us to find the probability of a type 2 error if the scenario is this. Okay, so first recall, what is a type 2 error? Type 2 error is not rejecting what? The null hypothesis, right? Isn't that what type 2 error is? Okay, when it is false, right? Everybody clear? Right, Pamela? Yes. So, first thing that we have to obtain is rather that when will we not reject the null, right? Okay, so we shall not reject the null if what happens, give me a second, if what happens is that, sorry about that, if, see, this is the mean right here according to the null hypothesis. What's the mean for the test of when we are looking at distribution of proportions? The mean is how much? 0.6, right? Everybody good? So, and this is a right-sided test, so I will reject the null. One moment. If the p-value is what? Less than 0.05, right? Everybody fine? That is, if the test statistic or the sample proportion goes to the right of this value, we will reject, right? Am I clear? Okay. And if it is to the left of this value, right, we will not reject, right? Am I clear? Casimir, your question, you tell me. Okay, good. So the question
this is the type error, right?
Is in
because normally we accept reject when less than
right, exactly. So if the sample proportion is more than that, p-value will be less than 0.05, right? So then in that case we will reject, right? And if it is less, we will not reject, okay? And then, so your first task is to find who this value is, right? Am I clear? Okay. So if this is 0.05, then what's this area? 0.95. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right. So this is what? This is the 95th percentile of this normal distribution, right? Everybody clear? Okay. So how do we, what gives us the percentiles? The inverse norm, very good. Okay. All right. So inverse norm. So what do? I got 0.95 comma, right? What's the mean here? 0.6, right? Okay. And what is the standard deviation? Remember, for the proportions, your standard deviation is given by p times, for variability, for the distribution of sample proportions. This is what gives you the standard deviation. Remember that? Okay. So this gives you the standard deviation, and that's what we are going to use. Okay, so here you go. All right. Okay. So what we have, 0.6, and then see, I'm writing 0.6 times, and I'm not straining my brain at all. All right, see this here, I'm even typing 1 minus 0.6, even though we can see that it is zero point 0.4. And how many, we have how many people in the sample? 400. So I will type in what? 400 in here, right? So this is answered. What is this? This is 0.64. All right. Am I clear? Okay. So what did you conclude? You concluded the following, that so we shall not reject the null if the sample proportion is less than how much? We just got that number. I lost it. 0.64 approximately, right? 6402 actually. Was that 02? Because Mich 03 actually. Michelle is not here, so I'm being a little more careful. Okay. All right. Everybody good? Okay. So if the sample proportion is less than that, right, Pamela? Okay. So now it's telling us that actually P is how much? 0.7, right? So a type 2 error occurs, right? When what happens? A type 2 error occurs when the sample proportion, God bless you, is less than how much? 0.6403, right? Am I clear? Okay. So in this case, what we have to do is this. Let me save it first. Okay. Not you. Come on. So can I erase all this here? Can I erase this? Okay. Okay. So when the sample proportion is that, right, is less than that. Now notice this. Who would you go to get this thing? You will go to norm CDF. Am I right or wrong? Tell me. See, I want to get the probability that the sample proportion is less than that, right? And I'm talking about a normal distribution. Now, so I have to write the lower limit, right? Now, lower limit is negative 10 to the 99, but in this case, you can even write 0, right? In S, am I making sense? But if you want, you can write negative 10 to the 99, right? Then point what? 6403. Am I clear? Now we have to take into account that actually the the population proportion is how much? 0.7, right? Am I clear? Okay. So for the standard deviation mean, you write 0.7. For the standard deviation, you write what? 0.7 times 1 minus 0.7 divided by the number of people in the sample, right? Am I clear? See, this is standard deviation. We have the rule right here, right? Okay, so here you go. So that is what I mean. Your premise is this, but actuality is that, and that's what we are computing. So then what happens? I will go to second distribution, right? I got to normal CDF, right? Then I have 0 as my lower limit. My upper limit is this. I can retype it, or I can simply put second answer, right? It's the same thing. Okay? Then comma. I have 0.7, comma. Then I have what? 0.7 times 1 minus 0.7, right? Divided by who? 400. Okay. And the answer is what? What is the answer, Casimir? 4A. So that's your type 2 error then, right? Everybody fine here? Probability of the type 2 error I meant, okay? So this is the probability of a type 2 error, okay? Everybody fine? Okay.